Everyone flew off yesterday, but I'm not flying. And I checked out. Look how easy it is. His brothers and sister had flown the day before. But this one? And then we see fly or starve. Big wings, tiny courage. Your wings are big, but your heart is very small. That is being told to this child by its mother. And then he's thinking, my wings will never hold me. Tiny heart, no courage. 24 hours alone, too ashamed even to eat. This is the condition of this bird. For 24 hours it was alone, and then the condition is this. And after that, its mother comes. Its mother feeds the other children, but this guy, this bird, maybe she'll bring me food. Expectation. She is expecting, or it is expecting, that its mother will come and bring some food. So here we are with Lesson Thrills. We have one comic situation where we see one bird is very much timid to apply itself. And then after that, what happens? Ga, ga, ga. Now when the bird's mother brings some food, the bird thinks that his mother or its mother is going to give it food. But no. See, mother just came near the bird and mother drops the food and the little bird tries to catch the food, and in the process the little bird falls down, and to protect itself, to survive, it starts flying. And then, as you can see, it's flying with its whole family. He discovers that he can fly. Now, I forgot how scared I was. He was very scared to fly, but now he knows that he is a bird who can fly. See, now he's so happy. He's flying. He's very happy and enjoying with the family.
At the brink between fear and the sky. I can't. While his family ruled the wind, he stood grounded by fear.
Trust your wings, my child. I'm hungry.
Sometimes we fall before we fly.
Feel it, the wind under your courage. I'm flying. The first leap becomes a life.
See? The sky remembers brave hearts.
His first flight. Learn it, feel it, live it.
Now we are coming to the in-depth analysis of the story His First Flight by Liam O'Flaherty, and the book's name is also First Flight. Let's see what's there. A young seagull stands alone on a narrow ledge. You must be wondering, what is ledge? Ledge is a small extended part of a highland. Maybe it's a rock, high rock. While his two brothers and his sister have already flown away the day before, he is afraid to fly. When he runs to the brink or the edge of the ledge and flaps his wings, he panics at the vast expanse of empty air and sea beneath him. He drops his miles down and he is convinced his wings won't support him. So the story is, there is a small seagull. The seagull is standing on the ledge and he is seeing his brothers and sisters flying with his family members, but he can't because he is too scared to fly. He's standing on the ledge and he thinks that if he tries to fly, then he might be falling down and die. Terrified, he backs up into a little hole in the cliff where he usually sleeps, ashamed and sad that he can't fly like his siblings. Isn't it the story of all of us? He is there, very much terrified. The moment he is trying to fly, he is getting scared and getting back and getting into the hole where he sleeps. So he is not understanding his capabilities. He's too much scared to apply himself. Sometimes less talented people get a lot of success, whereas talented people do not get success. Do you know what is the difference? Courage. This bird didn't have courage. That's why he was not being able to fly. The young seagulls, young siblings, despite having shorter wings, had already mastered the courage. Here, mastered means collected the courage. His siblings, they collected the courage to take their first flights. They ran to the edge, spread their wings, and flew off happily. His siblings flew off happily. They had the courage. And this, our small bird, didn't have the courage. The seagull's parents repeatedly encouraged him to fly. They upbraided, means scolded him for his cowardice, and even called him a coward for refusing to try. He was not trying. That's why his parents called him a coward. But this shameless bird doesn't fly. His mother and father screamed shrilly. Shrilly means sharply, scolding and threatening that if he wouldn't fly, they would leave him alone on the ledge to starve. They already threatened him not to feed him, and he is still not flying. His father and mother said that if you do not fly, we are going to keep you starving. Despite all the coaxing and threat, despite all the coaxing means persuasion, despite all the persuasion and threats, the young seagull was so scared that he couldn't move. He just stayed on the ledge, frozen in fear at the thought of flying. Now, whenever the bird is thinking of flying, he's getting freezed, he's getting more scared, and he's not attempting. Very sad, isn't it? 24 hours passed and the bird is still hungry. 24 hours pass and no one from his family comes near him. The day before, he had watched his parents devote all the time to his siblings. They were teaching his brothers and sister how to fly properly, how to skim the waves, and even how to dive for fish. Here the word skim means flying closer to the surface of the water. So for 24 hours he was starving. His mom, dad, brothers, sisters, no one came near him and no one gave him food. The previous day he saw that his parents were teaching. His parents were teaching how to fly, how to catch fish to his brothers and sisters. The young seagull saw his elder brother catch his first herring. Herring is a kind of fish. He saw his elder brother caught his first fish, but till now, he was not flying. The brother proudly ate the fish on a rock while the parents circled around him, making loud cackling sounds. Harsh, joyful cries means cackling sound means harsh, joyful cries to praise his achievement. So he could see that his elder brother caught his first herring and they were celebrating it. And he was staying there starving. All morning, the seagull's family walked around on a big plateau on a cliff opposite him. They continually taunted him for his cowardice, lack of courage. The family was trying to shame him and encourage him by showing what he was missing. But the young seagull still did not dare to fly over to join them. So now his brothers and sisters, his parents, they were hunting, they were eating, and they were eating in front of him. And they were teasing him that if you do not fly, you're not going to get this kind of food. We are savoring the food and we are enjoying a lot. You are missing this enjoyment, my child. If you do not fly, you're going to miss the charm of life, the enjoyment of life. So, fly. The next morning, that was going to be more difficult. Let's see what happens. But the next morning, the sun is rising and blazing on the seagull's ledge, which faces the sky. The young seagull is very hungry. He hasn't eaten since the previous night. The heat and hunger make him more desperate. The sun rose. The heat of the sun was making him more desperate because he didn't have any energy in his body because he had not eaten since the last night. So the sun heat was making him more wretched. He comes to the ledge, or he comes to the edge of the ledge and tries to get his family's attention. He stands on one leg and pretends to fall asleep to see if they notice him looking weak or pitiful. He closes his eyes one by one, hoping someone will pity him. So now he was trying to grab the attention of his family members by showing that he was feeling weak, he was feeling sleepy. He just hid his face like this and he was standing on one leg to show that he was not feeling well, so that someone comes and feeds him. But it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen like that. Still, no one from his family comes to feed him. His two brothers and sister are dozing, means sleeping, on the plateau with their heads sunk in their neck feathers. His father is busy cleaning and soothing his feathers with his white feathers with his beak. They all appear indifferent to the young seagull's predicament. Predicament means bad condition. So here, the seagull tries to show up as if he was very weak, but no one notices. His father was busy in cleaning himself. His brothers and sister was sleeping. Only his mother is paying attention to him. She is standing on a little high hump. Raised part. Hump means raised part. On the plateau across from him. She has a piece of fish at her feet. The seagull watches as she tears at the fish and then scrapers her beak on the rock to sharpen it. So now, no one was paying attention to the bird except from his mother. His mother was looking at him from a distance, and his mother had a piece of fish in her beak, and his mother was having the fish, and his mother was smashing the fish onto the rock, and she was showing the child that, see, there is a fish. If you want to eat, come here. So she was luring the small bird. The sight of the food tortures the hungry seagull. The fish is saint, and the way his mother rips it make him maddened with hunger. Maddened means crazy with hunger. He loves to tear food that way and to scrap his beak to sharpen it, and the hunger makes him even more desperate to eat. So now when our seagull was looking at his mother, and his mother was eating with a pleasant manner, in a pleasant manner, our seagull was getting more hunger by seeing his mother savoring the food. Now the trick was working. Now the seagull wanted to eat. Now the seagull had the desire to fly to that position to have the food. Now the young seagull was frustrated, out of tiredness, out of weakness. The starving seagull can't hold out anymore. He begins to cry loudly, calling for his mother. Gah, gah, gah. He pleads, begging her to bring him some food. He cries. His cries are plaintive, means painful. So now this seagull could not hold on anymore. He was crying, gah, 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 I need food, I need food. This was his expression. And his mother, he was looking at him from a distance. Hearing his cries, the mother seagull looks at him. She responds with a gah, quatch, screaming back derisively in a mocking manner, as if to scold him for being hungry but not flying. Despite her harsh reply, the young seagull continues to call out desperately. So now the young seagull was crying. Young seagulls were crying and calling his mother, 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 give me some food. But his mother said that, you want food, but you don't want to fly. No, this is not done. So his mother was teasing him. After a minute of his begging, the mother appears to yield. The seagull sees his mother pick up a piece of fish in her beak. Then she flies off her perch and starts gliding across the air towards him. Now, his mother was very intelligent. His mother came near him with the food in her beak, and his mother was flying near to the seagull so that the seagull wants that food more and more, and in the attempt, it flies. But it was very difficult to make that seagull fly. The young seagull is excited and full of hope. He leans out over the ledge, stretching his neck forward, opening his beak, and tapping his feet in the anticipation as his mother comes near with the fish. His hunger makes him eager to grab it. So now, the closer his mother comes, the closer he goes to his mother just to have the food. He expected that his mother was giving him the food. But wait a bit. But just as she reaches close to the ledge, the mother seagull stops mid-air, hovering. Hovering means the way helicopters hover. Hovering means standing still in the air. So his mother was hovering just out of his reach. She keeps her wings still in the air, holding the piece of fish just in front of his beak, but not touching him. My God, the brain his mother has. His mother was holding the fish just near the seagull, and she was not giving the food to seagull. And this was the scene that is iconic. Here, someone is not willing to give, someone is willing to have. So there is the stress. For a moment, the young seagull is bewildered, means confused, that she has halted and isn't feeding him. He is tantalizingly close to the food. He is teasingly close to the food. Then, driven by maddening hunger, he dives forward at the fish, forgetting all his fear. In that split of second, he forgets that he doesn't know how to fly. His need for food overpowers his terror. Now, his mother was hovering in the air, The seagull wanted to have the food. His mother was moving backwards. The seagull wanted to have the food. Now, out of hunger, the seagull forgot that he could not fly. And in the attempt to catch the food, the seagull jumps off the ledge. And now, he's falling down. As soon as he lifts, the young seagull finds himself falling outwards and downwards into the open space. He lets out a loud scream of fear as he drops from the ledge into the abyss. Now the bird was falling down towards the abyss, means huge endless sea. For a moment, a monstrous terror seized him. His heart stands still out of shock. He feels like he's going to die. He can hear nothing but the roar of wind as he plunges. So when he was falling down, he could hear nothing, he could feel nothing. Only he could hear the sound of the air. Now what? He thought that he was dying. But the terror lasts only a second. Instinctively, his wings spread out by themselves. He feels them catch the air suddenly. The air rushing against the feathers under his stomach and through his wings lifts him. He never discovered it previously. Now he felt that his wings were spread automatically and the air was touching his wings and whole body and he was flying. Now he was wondering, oh my God, what's going on? The young seagull's fall slows down. He isn't dropping headfirst anymore. Now he is soaring, flying high, gradually downward and outward over the sea. So now he was flying like an angel. A sudden feeling of freedom and exhilaration comes to him. He is flying on his own. He is no longer afraid. He feels a bit dizzy because this is all new, but the fright is gone. He was flying. He was enjoying, but he was feeling a bit dizzy. A new experience he was having, and the experience was he was flying. It was a new experience for him. He flaps his wings once and soars upwards. He realizes with joy that he didn't fall into the sea. Gah, 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 he cries triumphantly. Now he realizes that he was not supposed to fall down because he had the capability of flying. Now he realized his capability. He discovered his talent, and out of happiness, he was saying, gah, 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 gah. Again, his mother flies beside him, her wings making loud sounds as she swoops past in delight. She is screaming in encouragement. The young seagull answers her with his own joyful scream. So now, he was joined by his mother, and his mother was also flying just beside him, and both of them were enjoying. His mother was appreciating our small seagull by making sound, ga, 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 ga. They were enjoying, they were happy. Then his father flies over him, also screaming proudly. His two brothers and sisters soar around him, curveting and banking, means performing playfully, twisting, turns and dives into the air. The whole family is flying around him, celebrating his first flight. So now, all the family members were celebrating this young seagull's first flight. So you see, if you attempt, you can enjoy your hidden talents. So here, out of fear, or out of desperation, he attempted and discovered he had got flying capabilities. Now, the young seagull completely forgets that he was ever afraid of flying. With his confidence soaring, he dives, he glides and curves through the sky. So now the seagull had a lot of confidence within himself. Now he was flying, diving and doing everything that he always wanted to. He shrills happily, making loud, high-pitched cries to express his joy. He is no longer hesitant. He performs every aerial trick he once watched his siblings do. Yes, he had watched his siblings doing different kinds of cuts. The way we do the cuts with bikes, don't do this. So he wanted to do that, and he is doing just like his father, mother and siblings. The seagull flies straight over the vast green sea below. He sees the waves like moving ridges, line of foam. Moving ridges means line of foam on the ocean's surface. He was scared of the ocean, but now he was experiencing the ocean. He was flying close to the ocean, and he was experiencing and enjoying the color, the feel of the ocean. He dips his beak and caws amusedly at the sea, feeling the fresh breeze. The young bird is enjoying his freedom, marveling at the world below as he flies fearlessly. So now a world was there below him. The world was the marine world. He was enjoying that marine world by flying above that world, by dipping his beak into that water. So now he was completely free to enjoy his seabird's life. Let's try to experience the experience that the bird is experiencing. Let's see. In front of the flying seagull, down on the surface of the sea, his family has landed together on the green flooring of water. They are floating on the waves and beckoning. Beckoning means gesturing. Hey, come here, come here. For him to come down too. They call out to him loudly, encouraging him to join them. So now another task. Till now the bird was flying. Now the bird's family, they just sat on the water. They were floating on the water. Now they also called this small bird to come here and float in the water. Now that was also a first experience for him. Does he do that? Let's see. The young seagull approaches and decides to land on the water. Yes, near them. He drops his legs and lowers himself towards the sea, just as he would onto solid ground. Now, previously he was not flying. He was forced to fly, but he didn't. But now, when he was told to sit on the surface of the water, he did it the way he used to do on the hard surface. Here also he sat on the water surface. Wow, that's great. The moment his feet touch the cold sea water, the seagull feels a shock. His legs sink into the water and for a second he panics, thinking he might drown. He cries out in fear and flaps his wings, trying to fly up again. But no. Fear doesn't go so easily. He sits onto the surface of the water. But the moment his legs goes inside the water, he gets scared. Again, he tries to fly up. But this time, he could not fly up because of his tiredness. He sat on the surface of the water. Let's see what happens after that. But he is exhausted and weak from hunger, and now also tired from his first flight. He cannot rise anymore. His wings are too tired to flap. Now his wings were too tired to flap. So he had to sit on the surface of the water. And he discovered, guess what? He could float on the water also. So now he was floating, he was sitting on the water. So as a bird, he got both the talents, flying and floating. To his surprise, after a second, he stops sinking. His belly touches the water and he finds that the water is supporting him. He isn't drowning at all. In fact, he is floating on the sea. So previously he had the misconception that if he had seated on the surface of the water, he would have been sunk. But now he discovered that he was not sinking. He was floating on the water. A wave of relief and triumph washes over the young seagull. He was conquered both air and water now. So previously the bird was very much scared. He had fear. Now fear is gone. Now he discovered his talent, his capabilities of flying and floating. Now the whole family is happy. They all are celebrating the success of their coward son. Let's see. Around him, his family burst into excited screaming and cackling. Cackling means the sound of those seagulls. They swarm around him, expressing their pride and joy. So all of them were surrounding their child and they were celebrating with pride and joy. The seagull's mother and father come to him with bits of fish, offering him scrumptious scraps of dogfish, pieces of fish, as a reward. So now everyone was giving him reward. Everyone was giving him the pieces of fish that they are saying that, my child, you have done your first flight, you have done your first swim, so this is your prize, eat it. So this is how they celebrated his first flight. The young seagull gulps down the food hungrily. His whole family is celebrating his success. He has made his first flight at last. So the whole family was celebrating that our little seagull had made its first flight. The story ends with the seagull feeling happy and proud. He has overcome his fear and his family's patience and tactics have worked. He is flying confidently and he even dares to float on the open sea. So now the whole family is celebrating the young seagull learned how to swim, learned how to fly. This seagull got the maturity. This seagull got the idea that how to live life. This seagull got the idea how to live the life of a seagull. So the tactics, the process that his family members and the parents applied was successful. So now this is how we also have to attempt things, and this is how you also need to have few family members or few acquaintances who can inspire us to take our hidden talents out and learn what is life. So here we see few animals or few birds show us that how to fight out with life. So here we can see it's a fable where the characters are non-human or animals, and at the end who teaches us something. So here we are taught that every time you have to fight with your life, you have to attempt, you have to try out things so that you can find out what are your hidden talents. If you can find out your hidden talents, you can be a winner in life. So this story shows us how to win. Hopefully you like the content. Feel free to put your fruitful comments below. If you like our content, then we are always here to help you out. And for more similar videos, check out our playlist, and obviously give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.